Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is September 8th, 2021, a Wednesday. We're in the middle of the week, and we are also in the final hour of this current trading day. The final hour of the current trading day is my favorite time to make the majority of my buying and selling decisions for my swing trades, because during the day, you have the algorithms and the day traders. They are the ones that are in control of the price at that time of the day. At the end of the day, the large financial institutions come in. They take control of the price away from the day traders and the algorithms. They're dealing with the most money, very smart people, best information, and the most money. And I consider them to be the smartest money on the street. And therefore, the closing prices of the day I consider to be the most valid prices to make your buying and selling decisions from, because that's the level where the large financial institutions move the prices at the end of the day. So thank you all for coming. It's always nice to see everyone. I appreciate you being here. I hope you're having a good day in general. I hope you're having a good trading day. And I'm always very appreciative of the great group that we have and all the great contributions. So thank you for being here. And I hope by spending your time here and investing your time here that you're receiving some type of positive dividend, and it is helping you improve your trading and your investing. All right, so currently the Dow is down 65 points, down 0.19%. The S&P is down the NASDAQ is down 95 points, down 0.62%, and the S&P is down 6.66, down 0.15%. So kind of a red day. We were much lower earlier in the day. Glad that we've had a little bit of a comeback. So here is the plan for today. First of all, we are going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we're going to come back, take a look at my current positions, talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, and how I'm going to manage them going forward. Did have some day trades today on Apple that I will share with you. After that, we're going to go over to the board, take a look at my students' position, see where they entered, why they entered, and how those trades are working out. And then after that, we're going to talk about trader psychology. I say this every day, but the skill of being able to keep your emotions in check, follow your trading plan, that's the number one skill that you need to develop and hone in trading. And that's why I like to talk about trader psychology every day. Hopefully one day I'll say something just right. It will gel with you and you'll be able to internalize it. All right. After that, I do have some end of day candidates today. I have 3 requirements before I'm looking to enter into any new trade. First, I need a confluence and a combination of indicators lining up on multiple time frames. Secondly, I need a good risk to reward ratio based upon where my stop is, which should be good solid support, and where my profit targets are, which should be solid and likely resistance above me. And I want to be able to make at least 2 times what I'm risking. So if I'm risking $1,000, I want to be able to make at least 2,000 or more to the upside to make it all worth it. And then lastly, please make sure that you have a complete trading plan for any trade. For me, that includes number 1, position sizing based upon current market volatility. 2, knowing what my emergency stop is, or in other words, what my maximum allowed loss is on any one trade. That's actually maximum allowed loss. 3rd, knowing where my emergency stop is. 4th, knowing where my end of day stop is. 5th, knowing where my intraday profit targets are. 6th, knowing where significant overhead resistance levels are. And then number 7, lastly, having a good trailing stop methodology in place so that I don't give back all my profits if I have a nice profitable trade that starts running for me. All right, so those are the requirements. I am going to go down through the potential end of day candidates. I'll go through the multiple time frames. I will go through the risk to reward ratios. Keep in mind some correlation. Don't want to have too many correlated positions. And if everything looks good, works out towards the end of the day, I will purchase it right before the market closes. If anybody has any questions for me after the market closes, please let me know. I'm happy to help. If you need clarification on anything I discussed today, please let me know. I am also happy to help with that. If there are any stock symbols that you're interested in me taking a look at today before the close, go ahead, put them in the live stream, and I will do my best to get to them before the close of the market. And then lastly, if any of my students have any new entries or exits for me today that they would like me to update on the board, if you could please wait till the end of the market, so the market's closed, so that I'm done teaching, I'm done trading, pressure's off, and we will spend as much time as we need to get everything updated correctly. All right, so I do have to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. I will be back in about 40 seconds, so hang tight. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. All right, let's see who's here today. Dan is first up with the peace sign. Thank you, Dan. I always need that to get going. I appreciate it. Peace sign right back at you. Kamal is here. Good to see you, Kamal. Thank you for everything that you do for this channel, my friend. Kamal says, hello, traders. I am out of STNE, Uber, and BA. I get to have 3 chocolates for taking 3 stop losses. And if that's confusing to you, Kamal feels like his job as a trader is to take stop losses. That's his main job. And so as a reward for taking his stop loss, he gets a chocolate. So he had 3 of them today, STNE, Uber, and BA, and he did do his job of getting stopped out. I don't mean that in a bad way. For his reward of doing what he was supposed to do, he gets 3 chocolates. So that's great. And Kamal, if you can, remind me at the end of the day about the Stein, Uber, and BA, if you don't mind. David is here. Hello, Gregorian traders. Hello, David. Nice to see you, my friend. Hope you are having a wonderful day. Anya T is here. Hi, everyone. Hello, Anya. Always nice to speak to you. Hope you are having a wonderful day and you are feeling great today. Michael Wilkinson, aka Lova, is here. Hi, everyone. Good to see you, Mike. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Jonathan D. Evening, Greg and group. Northern Ireland playing Switzerland tonight. Aha. Well, I am half Swiss, so I don't know. Who do I need to vote for? I'll vote for Ireland because John's there. Good to see you. Hope you enjoy the game. David Jagger is here. Hello. Good to see you, doctor. Hope you are having a good day. Hope we got that worked out with the online video lesson. Hope that all worked out for you, and let me know if you have any questions. But good seeing you, sir, from Switzerland. Johnson is here. Hello, Greg and all. Nice to see you, Johnson. Hope you're having a good day. Johnson says Chewy rejected the 30 RSI today. Let's take a quick look see at Chewy. CHWY. Yes, it did. It's 3178. Let's go back and test the low. Yeah, 29.92. So that is an under 30, over 30 on Chewy at the moment. Steve Burns is here. Good to see you, Steve. Thank you for everything that you do for this channel, my friend. I appreciate it. I know everyone else does as well, and I hope you, Holly, and the dogs are doing well. There's my friend Ava. Greetings, everyone. Good to see you, Ava. Good trading today. Proud of you, my friend. Michael Martin is here. Good to see you. Hope you are out there driving safe today and that your trading's going well. David Jagger says, Swiss chocolate? I don't know. We'll have to ask Kamal. Is that Swiss chocolate, Dave? Kamal. Steve says, I like the chocolate for stop losses. It's great, right? I remember when Kamal told me that. I thought it was like the best thing ever. George is here. Hi, all. Good afternoon. Good to see you, George. Hope you're having a good day. It's always nice to have you here. Frank is here. Hello, Greg and group. I, too, got the stock market boot. Well, you can take some comfort in that you followed your rules. That's the most important thing as far as being a long-term profitable investor, everyone, is following your rules, chocolates or not. Jonathan says, ABBV 30 RSI 200 big down bar 4 days ago. Yes, I do have ABBV on my watch list, Jonathan. So we will take a look at that a little further into the podcast. All right, let's get started. Myself, David, Michael Martin, we have had a wonderful trade on Amazon. Pretty simple. Deep dip buy, close under the 200, close over the 200, end of day stop, 200-day moving average. I entered here at 33.0548. You can see it's been a monster. It's just moved up and up and up. As it moves up, I always take partial profits. You know that. I did take kind of a safety here where I took off half of my position because we got to the confluence of the third ATR channel and the 50-day moving average. So I took half off here. Then we got to 1.5 ATR trailing stop level. And then after that, we have a close below the previous day's low. So I sold another half of what I had remaining. But Amazon has just gone up ever since then. Did hit another profit target today at 35.3387. And so far, entry to current price on this trade, 6.42%. Not too shabby. Domino's Pizza. Tom, Miko, Jonathan, and I did buy Domino's Pizza with a 520 crossover. Bought it here at 516.15. Yesterday, we closed below both the 5 and the 20. I had to take off half for a small loss, but I'm glad I kept the other half because today it's up 1.43%. Hit a profit target at 518.03, 522.04. And so far, this particular trade up 0.96%, so just under 1%. EXPE. I did buy EXPE along with Tom and Ava. Trigger of a fractal, V2, false breakout to the downside, bought at 143.73. It's currently 146.20, so this is down a little bit on the day, 0.87%. So it's down on the day, down on the trade, but still holding end of day stop. Goldman Sachs. Okay, this is a short position here. I did short Goldman Sachs because of the following reasons. We had a double top with a bearish divergence. First top had tall MACD bars. We pulled back into the value zone with some red MACD bars. We made a higher high on lower MACD bars. That is what is called a double top with a bearish divergence. I like my favorite short trades are when you have a double top with a bearish divergence and then you have a lower high V2 to the downside. So I did short Goldman Sachs back on September 3rd at 411.39. It's 406.90. It's down 0.83% today. And I did hit one profit target at 406.98 earlier in the day. And this particular trade, this particular short trade is up 0.95%. So far, so good. KLAC, Tom and I did buy KLAC with a 520 crossover, bought it at 334.51. Did move up nicely. As always, I take profits whenever it starts to move my way. Did get to 1.5 ATR trailing stop level. So now I'm looking for a close below the previous day's low as my stop. Today, it looks very likely that I'm going to get a close below the previous day's low, and therefore I will sell half and lock in a little profit because it is down on the day, but it is still up on the trade, especially considering the profit targets that I had earlier in the trade. SPY. I do buy the SPY every day at the close. I hold it overnight. I sell it first thing the next morning. I've been doing this for years. I did buy it yesterday at 451.46 and I sold it this morning at 450.91. So about a 55-cent loss on the overnight SPY trade, which is fine. This is a strange kind of trade. You can go in cycles for a long time, either to the upside or the downside. I've been using this for nearly 3 years. Each year it has been profitable. So I do like this trade. So again, I will be buying this today at the close. Visa having a great day. Tom, David, Lova, Ava, myself, Miko, Jonathan, Tom, David, Lova, Ava, and myself. Great example of a deep dip buy on a really strong company like Visa. We came down here, we went under the 30 RSI, over the 30 RSI, we bounced at the 200, we rejected the negative third ATR channel, bought at 224.08. It's currently 229.54. It's up 1.46% just today. And so far on the trade, up 2.39%. So not too shabby there. And that's that. So let's take a look over at Apple. I did have a couple of day trades on Apple that I'd like to share with you on the 5-minute. Where are they? Here we go. This is technically a higher low. Oh, okay. I'm going to start here. There were 2 trades. All right. Anyway, bought here with this false breakout to the downside, bullish engulfing, bought at 154.52, sold half on this bar, 154.69, had another huge bar up. I always take profits, usually half of the position every time I have a nice big strong bar that goes higher than my entry. So entered here at 154.52, out at 154.69, had this big huge kind of explosion bar, sold the other half of a half at 154.99, and then had a close below the previous day's low at 154.85. So in at 154.52, out at 154.69, out at 154.84, and out at 154.99. So that was the first trade, second trade on Apple. And then I had the first trade earlier in the day, happened here. We had a higher low V1 back into the value zone. Here's the low. We rallied. We came back down. Got in here at 154.33. A couple bars later, took some profits at 154.64. Moved up again to a higher profitable level. Sold another half at 154.75. So there I'm out of 3/4 of the position. Right. And then I did move 1.5 ATRs from my entry. If that ever happens and I come back to my entry again, I get out of that last remaining amount at break even. And that's exactly here. So you can see the higher low V1, 154.33, sold at 154.64, sold at, oh, that's right, sold at 154.66, 154.75, because I had a close below the previous day's low. I didn't put that one in there. So enter, profit, close below previous day's low, and then here on this last quarter, last 16th, got back to break even, just had the even trade there. So anyway, that's a long way of saying it was a nice little profitable trade. So I'm definitely happy for that. All right. Should we take a look at your trades? Let's do it. I think it's a good idea. Here we go. Alibaba. Kamal bought Alibaba all the way back here at 160 even. It's currently 170.51. It is down 2.65% today, but Kamal is nicely up on this trade, 6.15%. So really nice trade there, Kamal. Uber, Kamal got into Uber at 40.80. It's down 2.3%, 2% today. Kamal did get out of this trade, but I'll just have Kamal remind me at the end of the day. STNE, it's another one, didn't go Kamal's way here, bought at 44.88. He got stopped out of that, so that one's out of there. Chewy, let's see, we have Steve and the Dynamic Duo did buy Chewy yesterday with an, looks like an under 30, over 30, bought at 75.99 at 75.86. So it is up on the day, but it is slightly down on the trade. Trip, let's see, who's in Trip? Dynamic Duo is in Trip. They bought Trip yesterday at 34.72. It's currently 34.41, so it is down on the day, and it is also down on the trade. BLNK, ooh, big down bar here today on BLNK. Steve bought this with a 520 crossover at 33.35. It's 31.24. It's down 4.9%. So unfortunately down on the day and down on the trade. Tesla, Tom has had a wonderful trade on Tesla. He bought the deep dip buy under 200, over 200, bought at 664.60. It's 753.08. It's up slightly today, but Tom on this particular trade looks like he is up about 11.72%. So that's a monster trade there. Really nice. All right, Tesla, ARC. All right, we have ARC. Steve Burns bought ARC with the 520 crossover at 121.78. It's currently 121.73, so it is down 2.39%, and it is slightly down on the trade. Here we have JO. Frank bought JO with the 520 crossover at 51.53. Moved up nicely. I think Frank did take some profits, I believe, but down pretty strongly today, down 2.44%, but still profitable on the trade. Disney, we have Michael Martin bought Disney with the 1050 EMA crossover, 180.08. It's currently 185.25, is up on the day and also nicely up on the trade. Boeing, Kamal had Boeing here at 213. Moved up for quite a while, but now down. So down on the day and down on the trade. Twillo, Michael Martin bought Twillo under 200, over 200 at 360.55. It's currently 353.88. Down on the day, down on the trade. Lost the 200-day moving average. SRPT is Frank. Had a nice entry here at 17.42. It's currently 77.58. It is down on the day, but it is up on the trade for Frank. MasterCard, nice trade here by Steve Burns, under 30, over 30 on Master for at 340.48. It's at 351.16. So up 1.85% today, and Steve is up nice 3.12% on the trade. Square, Gary hasn't been around. I don't know if he's still in the trade. I kind of highly doubt it, but he bought at 270.73. It's 255.89. So if Gary's out there, he'll just have to let me know. Lava bought the 520 crossover on CVS here at 84.60. Moved up nicely. Moved 1.5 ATRs from entry. Had a close below the previous day's low. That's why Lava sold half, which so far it looks like that was the correct move. So down on the day, but up on the trade. VRM is Steve. Steve Burns bought VRM at 27.12. It's 26.15. It is down 2.06% today and down on the trade as well. ZG, Lava bought ZG at 98.30. Hung in there for a while. Looks like today it's closing below halfway the washout bar on the entry setup. So down on the day, down on the trade. Upwork. Let's see who bought Upwork here. Lava bought Upwork yesterday at 45.30. It's currently 43.82, down 3.22%. So kind of a tough day there. IWM, Lava had a nice trade. V2 close over 200 at 215.40, moved up nicely, got to 1.5 ATR trailing stop level, then had a close below the previous day's low yesterday. So Lava sold half, which I'm glad to see because that saved him some money on today's down move, but still nicely positive on the trade. UTZ, Jonathan's had a great trade on UTZ, higher low V2, close above 5 EMA, under 30, over 30, bought at 18.41. It's 19.70. It is down 2.38% today, but up 6.65. Nothing to sneeze at there. And last but not least, Zoom. Frank bought Zoom at 290.49. It's 294.55. It is down 1.8% today, but still up on the trade. So yeah, kind of brutal actually, on the board there. It's been kind of a tough day to trade. Pretty good for day trading though, I have to say that, because we've had some movement. Let me take care of little trades over here. Get that out of the way. And let me get this out of the way as well, just so I don't have to worry about stuff. And last but not least, we'll get rid of that one. Those were all good. Okie dokie. That takes care of business right there. Okay. So Jonathan talks about ABBV. We're going to talk about that. It's on my list. David Jagger says red day today all over. That is true. There's my good friend Tim. Timmy, what's going on, buddy? Hello, Greg and everyone. Thanks again for your help earlier. You are certainly welcome, Tim. Love to do it. Help you anytime. Kamal says, I am having Lindt Lador dark chocolate. I believe that is Swiss chocolate. Timothy says, Oracle has a V1. It does have a V1, but listen, this, when you take a V1 or a V2, if the day one bar is larger than one ATR, I don't take those trades because yesterday's big down bar was certainly larger than one ATR. And ATR is, here's the first ATR channel, here's the second. All I have to do is measure this in my head here. This is certainly larger than that. That means yesterday there was some distribution going on. I don't like to buy up against a bar that had a lot of distribution to the downside. So yes, it is a V1, but I actually shorted this earlier today. Someone else pointed this out to me. I do a lot of trades. I don't show you all the trades just because it would take so much time, but you can see when we got to the halfway of the bar, I believe I actually said in the chat there, I said I would be looking to short this here, which I did, and you can see that is exactly where it failed. So I would not be interested in that, Tim, at all. Kamal says, Dr. Jagger, any recommendations for dark Swiss chocolate? Oh, well, there you go. We have someone from Switzerland today, so I believe the good doctor should probably have some ideas. We have a poem from Frank here. This is going to be great. And I'm excited. Let's see. All right. No one likes those market extremes. Who wants to hold a stock that gets its clock cleaned? Traders prefer to work with a mind that's serene, trying to stick with a normal routine. And I'll tell you what, normal routine is huge. In my experience of trading, I get up at the same time, I have my apple cider vinegar, I drink my coffee, I get set, I put on my Lucky Bjorn Borg headband before I trade, and wristbands now. No, I don't, but I should. And I would if I felt like it made a difference. I'd wear those things every day. But I like a normal routine. I don't like to be thrown out of my routine. Leva knows what I'm talking about because we're both OCD. But in all seriousness, I think having a routine, whether working out, trading, whatever it is, it makes me feel comfortable and have the routine. And, I think it is definitely important. So Frank's poem again says, no one likes those market extremes. Who wants to hold a stock that gets its clock cleaned? Traders prefer with a mind that's serene, trying to stick with a normal routine. And I think having a normal routine will help you have that serene mind. Kamal says, Lindt seems like a Swiss brand. It is. David says, UPST up target 300. Okay, well, let's take a look and see what it looks like then. Upstart holding. All right, maybe it's getting to 300, but the way that I trade, David, I would not even consider buying this. I do not like to buy stocks that are outside, generally at the maximum the second ATR channel, because 92% of prices fail the third ATR channel. I consider this extremely overvalued. It doesn't mean it cannot continue to go higher. But the higher this goes, I think the worse the risk to reward gets. So, I'm not sure what methodology you're using here, whether it's a breakout or whatever. And I'm not saying it's not a good one, right? There's lots of different ways to trade. But the way that I trade, this is where I would be looking to be selling, certainly not buying. Steve says KMX. All right. KMX has a 520 crossover. Great. And I know that back test well. So let me do a little math here. Thank you, Steve. Okay. And here. Bump, 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 bump. Okay. That's great. Hey, give me 1 second. Something's at the door. I will be right back. Hang tight. Talks amongst yourselves. I'll be right back. Okie doke. Okie doke. So, yep, CarMax 520 crossover. Let me put that on my list. Nope. KMX. Come on, Greg. Okay, there we go. Yes, does have a 520 crossover. It's a little extended. I mean, it's below the second ATR channel. Lots of volume today. That's good. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly looks good, so it's definitely a potential. David says September is a month of negativity. Historically, that's true. Lent has great dark chocolate from 70% upwards. Steve says VIX has a 1030 EMA cross intraday but lost it. Steve is looking for buying weekly puts if we get the 1030 EMA cross on the VIX index. David says BMY bounced from the 200 and the 30.7 RSI. That is true, and I have that on my list, David, to take a look at. Jonathan says ARVN. Has a 1030 EMA crossover for chit chat. All right. I don't think I'll be able to back test this. I don't know if anyone has the ability to test the 1030 EMA crossover on ARVN. Frank has a fun fact. During Mayan times, cocoa beans were used as money and was worth more than gold dust. The growth of the trees was restricted to prevent money trees. Wow. Well, there you go. That sounds good. That sounds good. Let me take a look here. All right, everybody. So listen, before we start looking at the end of day candidates, before we start looking for the 3 requirements for any trade that I take, at least, which is a combination confluence of indicators lining up on multiple time frames, 2, good risk to reward ratio, at least 2 to 1, number 3, complete trading plan using the 7 criteria that I use for my trading plan. But before we do that, I just want to switch gears, talk a little bit about the most important skill you can ever develop in your trading, and that is the ability to create a plan and then the ability to follow that plan. That is the most important skill. We all get caught up on moving averages, chart jewelry, as I've mentioned before, all sorts of indicators, all sorts of crazy stuff, right? But it's important. I'm not taking anything away from it. You do need to learn proper trading techniques, support, resistance levels, where to take profits, where to stop losses, position sizing, all that kind of stuff. It's extremely important, but it's not the hard part. I teach people all over the world. It's not hard to learn, but what is hard to learn is following that, because your emotions get revved up because, you have losses, you have gains. You're like, hey, I could buy a jet ski with that. Should I just get out right now? Well, probably not. Not if your process is not telling you to get out, right? But, I talk about this every day, but I really am sincere about it. And I say it with love, but you have to follow your plan if you want to win at this game. And that's why I like to talk about trading psychology. I have my favorite channels out there. One of my very favorites for sure is Trading Composure. You hear me talk about Trading Composure's posts and tweets all the time. You can find him at Trading Composure over on Twitter. Do yourself a favor. It's an unbelievably helpful channel. And Trading Composure really gets into the nitty gritty and the nuances of trader psychology because he knows how important it is. But let's see what he has to say today. Focus on the variables you can control. Discipline, patience, plan, process, attitude. I've said this many times before, but you at the end of the day, the only 2 things you have control over: how many shares you're going to buy or sell and when you're going to get in. That's it. After that, as Mark Douglas says, you pull the proverbial handle on the slot machine and the market's going to do whatever it wants to do with you. Something's going to happen, right? We know something's going to happen. We just don't know, but you need a plan. So the 2 things that you have control of really ultimately, how many shares you're going to buy or sell and when you're going to do it. After that, it's out of your hands. So you better take advantage and make sure you put some energy and some thought into the things that you can control. Now, trading exposure expands this a little bit. And yes, discipline is something you can control. Patience is something you can control. Your plan is something you control. Your process and your attitude. These are the only things that you control. You have to develop discipline, everyone. Sorry, that's all there is to it. If you want to be the 90% that lose money trading, then don't have discipline. If you want to be the 10% of people that take the money from the other 90%, they have discipline. I assure you, I promise you. Patience. It's extremely important to have patience. You know, you do not have to take a trade every second. You do not have to take a trade every day. Be patient. It's the number one advantage that you as a small retail trader have. Have a plan. The plan should be built upon good trading principles. We all know that, but there's no magic plan. There's no secret 007, trading methodology. There's not. There's lots of different ways to trade. You just have to have a good support, good risk to reward ratio, and a trigger. Process, that's part of your plan, right? If part of your process is wearing your Bjorn Borg headband and wristband, fine. I'm all for it. And then attitude. Have a good attitude. I know it's tough, right? When things are going great, easy money. When you're in a drawdown, oh, what am I doing wrong? The market's against me, blah, 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 blah. Right? I know. I've been there. I'm there all the time. I've been doing this for 25 years, but try to keep a positive attitude. Just think about your long-term track record and you're going to be just fine. So again, this is some trading composure. Thank you very much, sir. I think that's a wonderful post. That was helpful for me, and I hope it is helpful for everyone out there as well. All right, so before we start looking at new stuff, let's look at old stuff. Amazon, doing just fine, hit the profit target. I have moved more than 1.5 ATRs from my entry. And I've also moved above the 65 RSI. So what does that mean? That means if I get a close below the 5 EMA, I am out of there. Those are my trailing stop levels. Alternatively, if we reject the 70, I would get out of half there as well. Domino's Pizza, doing great, doing fine. 2 profit targets today. We'll hold on to that. EXPE down 1.4% today on this trade. I am holding halfway the washout bar and the 250-day moving average, so I will be holding that even though that is down. My Goldman Sachs shorts doing really great. For Tom, David, and I, again, double top, bearish divergence. Lower high V2 shorted at 411.39. It's down 1.32% today. Did hit a profit target at 406.98. If it keeps going down, I have another profit target there at 403.64. So that one is doing good. Keeping with that. KLAC. It looks like we're going to have a close below the previous day's low. I think I'm going to go ahead and just get out of all of this trade. I'm back at break even. I've moved 1.5 ATRs from entry. Don't have to, but I think I'm going to go ahead and just exit KLAC. I don't really like how the market's responding today, so I will exit this at the close for a profit, which is good. SPY, of course, I'm buying that at the close for the overnight SPY trade. Visas, doing great. No issues, no problems there, so I will be keeping that. All right. Now, this is for Lava. Mike, if you're out there, again, something I have noticed over the last 25 years of trading, if you get a move with a bar that's larger than 1 ATR channel that came from above the value zone into the value zone, in my experience, about 75% of those at least get to the -1 ATR channel. It works the same way to the upside. If you have a bar that's larger than 1 ATR that comes into the value zone, it generally, about 75% of the time, not scientific, this is just my observations, gets to the 1 ATR channel. So that one was correct. This one, I think we talked about this one yesterday, that the big bar more than 1.5 ATRs coming into the value zone more often than not at least gets to the -1 ATR channel, and this one went even further. So no trade here today, but it's just something I wanted to point out for Leva because we talked about it during our lessons. All right, here we go. UNP. UNP has a close under, close over the 200-day moving average. It is up today on a down day, so it's showing good relative strength. It got near, did it go under 30 yesterday? No, it did not. And did it go under today? I don't think so. I think it bounced right near 30.27. Yep, so buyers came in right there at the 30. So this is a potential. It's a potential false breakout to the downside. Weekly did hold the -1 ATR channel. That is kind of good. We do have some resistance coming up here halfway of this down bar on the weekly at about 217. Yeah, you know what? That being said, I'm going to pass on this trade because if I look at the weekly halfway of last week's big down bar, yeah, we could rally to it to 217.30, but that only gives a reward from where we are here at 215.74 to 217.30. Our stop, our minimum stop, is a close below the 200-day moving average, so there's actually more risk to reward on this trade. So I am going to pass on UNP. Blue. Okay, so we have a double bottom bullish divergence. We had a low, deep red MACD bars. We rallied to green. We came back. We retested the low over here. Let's take a look. And an under 30 over 30. And now it's 34.23. So this would be, I was kind of looking for a V2 to happen and it untriggered. If we look at the weekly, it's holding the -4 ATR channel. It's okay, but I liked it with the V2 a little bit better. So I am also going to pass on blue. BMY, we have an under 30 over 30, I believe. Bounced right at the 30 and a V1, rejected the -1 ATR channel. That one looks fairly decent. If we look at the weekly, it bounced near the -1 ATR channel. Although I wish it was closer to that now. Yeah, I think I am also going to pass on Bristol Myers Squibb. I mean, it bounced near the 30, rejection of the -3 ATR channel. But I just don't think it's enough, to be honest with you. CTSH. Okay. So here we go. Leva, this is for you. We were above the value zone. We came into the value zone. We rallied, made a lower high. What happens when you make a lower high? You have to wash out the previous low, which did happen. Here we go. Triggered at 76.55 with technically it's a V1. It really can't be a V1 or a V2. I'll watch that level, the 76.55 level, to see if that's somewhat interesting for me as we get closer to the end of the day. CME, we do have a bounce off the 250-day moving average. I did backtest this. Here we go. CME off of the 250. If we run the backtest, it does show a positive return of 116.3% compared to 197.10, has a win rate of 21.7, has about a profit factor of about 4 to 1. So that one is also a possibility. And then we have KMX, which Steve mentioned earlier. It does have a 520 crossover. I'm not super thrilled that it is rejecting the 50-day moving average. Let's take a look at the weekly and see. Weekly, we are about halfway to that down bar that happened weeks ago. So just for that reason, I'm going to pass, but it is a good back-tested approach. MACD's positive. We're over 50 RSI. We have a 520 crossover. I like the sideways motion. I like the fractal that triggered yesterday, but I think I'm going to pass on that as well. ABBV, big super down bar. We have we had an intraday rejection of the 200-day moving average and of the -3 ATR channel, and it looks like we probably went under 30, over 30. Yes, we did. Let's take a look at the weekly. Weekly is holding the -1 ATR channel. I can tell you already that ABBV so far is my favorite of the day. MMM, which is 3M. Bruce, if you're out there, we were talking about this yesterday. Yes, we have an under 200, over 200, under 30, over 30. I just don't want to get involved with this big down bar, so I'm going to let that one go. And then Band has a false breakout of the downside, higher low V1. It's only 131,000 shares, so I'm not too thrilled about that. My favorite trade on the day so far is definitely going to be AdVibe, ABBV. So that's what I'm looking at today. And KLAC, I am going to go ahead and just take KLAC off the board at the moment. Just call that good. And over here, KLAC. Take care of that. All right, and I think that's it. Amazon is holding, nothing to do there. Domino's doing great, nothing to do there. EXPE down on the day, but holding stops. Goldman Sachs, the short, doing great, keeps going down. I might be able to trigger that second profit target. KLAC, I just got out of, as I mentioned. SPY on buying, Visa is fine. So today, for me, AdVibe looks like the #1 setup for me today. And again, under 30, over 30, rejection of the 200-day moving average, rejection of the -30 ATR channel. All right. Lily is here. Hi, Lilia. Nice to see you. Hope you're having a wonderful day, my friend. Ava says AN bounced the -3rd, 30 RSI. Daily VPOC volume shelf just back over. Oh, let's take a look. Let's see. I love Ava's analysis on these trades. Yeah. Well, let's see. What do we have? 10 minutes? I want to keep that in mind. It looked like it's an under 30, over 30, rejection of the -1, -3rd ATR channel, and a V1, and a close back over the 100-day moving average. If we look at the weekly, right there in the value zone, that looks pretty good, Ava. That actually looks pretty nice. Depends. What are you going to use as your stop? Halfway the washout bar? You're going to use a loss of the 30 RSI? Steve says ARVN EMA cross backtest 1-to-9 risk to reward ratio, 47% win rate. Okay, so that's for whoever asked about that. Tom is here, back from the dentist. Way to go, buddy. Appreciate you making the effort. Looking forward to our lesson tonight, 6:30 my time, 7:30 your time. Tim says CL has a V1. It does, but again, the day one bar, the day before, Tim, was larger than one ATR. See, an ATR is from here to here or from here to here. You can see that the bar before was larger than. We have a double bottom, we have a bullish divergence, we have a false breakout the downside, all sorts of stuff. We're right back into the value zone. I just feel like that's chasey in my opinion. Frank says, Kamal, even if you could grow money on trees, they would not allow you to grow the tree. That is true. Michael says, thank you. You're welcome, love. Kamal says, Frank, gotcha. I will have to go buy it from someone else, and I would not be able to use Industrialization. Michael says, Domino's Pizza is an entry today. All right. Well, I have Domino's already. Would I buy this today? Okay, this is kind of one of the ones that we were talking about. We came into the value zone. We came back down. We kind of made a higher high here. I mean, yeah, it's valid for sure. I mean, it's obviously strong. Would I buy it today if I didn't already have it? It's possible. I wouldn't probably buy it outside, but yeah, this is a pretty sweet looking V2. You just have to decide to yourself whether or not, how high can this go? Where's my risk? From here to here is my risk. From here to here is my risk. Can I get that much to the upside? Well, let's take a look on the weekly and see if it offers us any clues. Sorry, I have all these lines here. It's halfway of that weekly bar there. I don't know. Me personally, I don't think I would take it. I like that the 5 and the 10 is expanding away from the 20. I like that there's a fractal here. I'm just wondering, is the reward to the upside, is there enough reward to the upside to make the risk worth it? But it is strong today. So me personally, I probably wouldn't take it, but I'm already in it, right? So, but my honest answer is I don't think I would take this today. All right, Expedia holding, Ad Vibe. Again, under 30, over 30, under 200, over 200, under the negative third, over the negative third. You might say, Greg, that's a big bar. What are you doing with that? Well, it is, but we're at the lower part of that bar. I mean, if it bounces, it probably could bounce to here about 114.50, maybe 114. But does it make my risk to reward worth it? I think so. You know, if I use that as potential profit target, it's giving me maybe, 3.6% profit potential with 1.22. So that does make sense from a 2-to-1 standpoint. So yeah, I think that makes sense to me. All right, we have the market closing in 5 minutes, everyone. VIX is negative on the day after being a monster up move. All right, I'm going to go ahead and buy Ad Vibe right here. Oops, don't want to do that. All right, I'm done. I am done. I did buy Ad Vibe. All right, so looks like Steve is getting out of VRM. He's also getting out of ARKK. He is long KMX, so Steve is buying KMX today with the 520 crossover, about at 135.25. Timothy said, did Zoom and Vroom go back above the 30 RSI? Well, since they rhyme, let's see. Zoom is at 29.88, Tim, so I don't have that as being above. And VRM 29.72, so they both do not look like they are above the 70 RSI at this point. The 30 RSI, excuse me. So again, I did get out of KLAC here. Done with the trade, was profitable, but I decided to get out. I already bought Ad Vibes, so that's all good. Vix must have heard me talk about it because now it's up. Elias says, bro, do you actually make money trading? Because I keep blowing my account. I still have long term and invest in ETF monthly, but trading is hard for me. Well, yes, trading is not that easy. Elyas, is it Elias? Elias? Um, I would suggest coming to this podcast more. I would suggest going to my YouTube channel. I have a bunch of lessons on there that are free. I do teach private lessons as well, but I'll talk a little bit more about that. But yeah, trading's not easy. It is not easy. Okay, Ava is in AdVibe, AN, and EXP. And that's it. That is it for today. So, where did everything get handled today? All right, so I did buy SPY today. Overnight SPY trade at 450.91. I got filled on ABBV at 110.28. So on the SPY for the overnight SPY trade, I got filled at, come on now. All right, here we go. 450.91. All right, that's the traditional overnight SPY trade. AdVibe I got filled at 110.28. All right, so that is that. And I did get rid of KLAC, locked in some profits on KLAC. So listen, if any of my students have any new entries or exits for me today and they would like me to update on the board, please go ahead, put it in the live stream chat now, and I will get to it in a minute. Before I do, just a couple pieces of business. I just want to remind everybody that I do teach private one-on-one lessons in the evening time via Skype. I love to teach. I think I do a really good job of it. I know I teach a really good course where I teach you all 5 of my trading setups. I teach you step by step how to evaluate these, how to trade these, enter, exits, position sizing, all the stuff that you need to know. In other words, I give you a complete trading plan for all 5 of the different approaches that I use. You can use these approaches in basically any market. At any one time, you're probably going to have one of those situations. at hand, so you have a tool to use basically in any market. I put a lot of energy into my teaching. It's extremely important to me that my students learn how to become profitable traders. It's important for me because as an early trader, I lost money, and I spent the last 25 years studying how to not lose money, and that's what I teach you in the course. But it is extremely important to me that all of my students succeed, and I'll help them in any way possible. So the course costs $1,750. It's a substantial amount of money, but I promise you it is worth every penny. You will be a better trader when you're done with this course. So if you're interested, send me an email. The email is in the link of the description of this YouTube video. Just say, Greg, I'm potentially interested in taking your course. I'll reply and say, great. Let's set up a Skype call. Skype call is free. I just want to learn more about you and your trading, your challenges, your goals. It's a great time for you to ask me questions about any specific questions that you have about the course in general. And then when we're done with the Skype call, think about it as long as you want. And then one day, if you decide today's the day, I want to learn how to become a better trader, just email me back. We'll get started. Away we'll go. One-on-one, the best way to teach, right? And I know you're going to be happy that you did. Secondly, I do have a really good online course available at udemy.com. The link is in the description of this YouTube video. It's called the Deep Dip Buy Stock Trading Strategy. It's a great strategy. Some of the best trades I've had here this week have come from day trades and swing trades as well, using the Deep Dip Buy strategy. It's $12, $15 on Udemy. It's a steal, I promise you, because it's 9.5 hours of video, 15 study guides, 26 videos total. And I've got so many good reviews from around the country, around the world, reviews, comments on how much it's improved their trading. So if you have 12, 15 bucks kicking around and you have a couple days, watch it, come here, ask me any questions. I know you'll be glad you did. And then lastly, if you like today's podcast, if you wouldn't mind hitting the thumbs up button before you click on out of here, I would really appreciate it. It just, it helps YouTube know that there's some valuable content here so they can get out and share it. A lot of people out there need help with trading, and I think if we could get them to this channel, it would be of benefit to them for sure. All right, that's all my stuff. And let's see who did what here. All right, so let's start with Steve. Steve exited VRM. All right, bud, got you out of there. ARK, Steve also is out of ARK. Long KMX with a 520 crossover. All right, and Steve is long KMX at 131.25. All right, I will put you down for that, Steve. $5.20 cross. All right, Ava is an ad vibe. All right, good luck to us, Ava, and in AN. Okay, I like that one as well. All right, we'll put Ava up there. And out of EXPE. Okay. All right, we have Ava off of there. Frank says ZM was above 30 earlier today. Kamal is out of Uber. Where is Uber? Okay, here we go. Kamal is out of Uber. Out of STNE. of BA. Yeah, Boeing's just had a tough time of it. Yeah, okay, we're all out of that. Tom is out of KLAC. I think that's all of us out of KLAC. And in AdVibe. Elias says, do you use hard stop losses? Not really. I don't. I don't have them in the system. They're soft stop losses, so I have them in my head. If they get to certain levels, then I take action, but I don't put hard stop losses in the system. Not because I think the market's going to come grab them or anything like that. It's just that I also have limit orders above, profit target limit orders above, and so it's a little difficult to have both of them. So the answer is no, I do not use hard stop losses unless I were to go out. If I had to go to the dentist or something, or needed to be away from the computer, then I would opt for a hard stop loss if I couldn't watch it, minute by minute. Then I definitely would. So I hope that helps. Timothy says, thanks, Greg. You're welcome, buddy. David says KMX. All right, there you go, Dave. You're welcome, bud. Elias says, see, I trade SPY option and keep talking, LS. See, I trade SPY options and keep talking, LS. Okay, I'm not quite sure what that means. Gary says, hello, Green Group. I am long AdVibe. Okay, what happened there? Okay, good to see Gary. Gary, are you still in Square? I had a feeling you wouldn't be, but I'm not 100% sure. And George says, thank you. Thank you, George. Hope you're doing well. Frank says, goodbye, J.O. Me gotta go. Out of SPRP. I think you meant SRPT. Okay, we'll take you out of there. And then out of JO. JO was still a profitable trade, so that's what matters. Do you trade options? Please answer, Gossett. Yes, I do trade options. Generally, though, I sell premium. I sell puts. I sell calls. I don't generally buy calls or buy puts. I mean, I buy puts more than I buy calls. But yes, I do trade options. And, the way that I trade, Elias, is, can be used both with stocks, with equities, or the underlying options as well. But yes, I do. But the majority of my options trading has to do with selling puts, selling premium. Michael says out of Upwork. Oy. Okay. Out of ZG. Yeah, tough day, Leva. Tough day on that one. No new entries. IWM. All right, sold a half of a half, so that's 3/4. Okay, locking in some good profits there. That's nice. David says, if you're blowing your account, don't do options. I think that is a good piece of advice. Square down. That's what I thought, Gary. I thought you were out of Kamal says, thanks, Greg. Have a great day, everyone. You as well, Kamal. Frank says, ARKK had a big position in Path, which was down big today. Michael says, it was a great day. I followed every rule. I love to hear that, Leva. That's really a great day in trading is the day that you followed all the rules. I love that. It's just perfect way to sum that up. And that's how we should all look at it, to be honest with you. If we followed our rule, that's a good day of trading. You know, in my Skype group, when people take a day trade and they lose, we say good trade. If that person followed the rules, that's the important part. All right, what's going on after hours? In after hours action, VIX is up 19 cents, so that's probably not good for the SPY. SPY is down 15 cents. Yep. Okay. Jonathan is at a UTZ. Very nice trade, Jonathan. Beauty. All right. So if my students have any other new entries or exits, please go ahead, put them on in there before I check back on that. I want to read this, something I try to follow every day of my life. I think it's a good suggestion that maybe you consider it, but this is from Martin Kornfeld. If we all do one random act of kindness daily, we just might set the world in the right direction. It's really true, everyone. You know, I'm sure you're appreciative if someone comes along and does a nice random act of kindness for you. You know, return the favor. It would make the world a better place. If you can do it for an animal as well, it'd be twice as good. But if we all do one random act of kindness daily, we just might set the world in the right direction. Try to keep that in your head. Try to practice that every day. It really will make you feel better. It'll make the person you're helping feel better. And all in all, in the aggregate, I think it will make the world a better place as well. Okay, Tracy is in Ad Vibe. Good to see you, Trace. That's the dynamic duo. The newlyweds, and AN. All right. Taking Ava's trade, which is wonderful. And that's the dynamic duo right there. Okay. Perfecto. Okay. Boy, what a day. What a day, everyone. If you have any other questions I can answer for you, please just let me know. I'm happy to do it. If not, I am going to go for a hike. It's a beautiful day today and the sun's out. It's a nice temperature. And so I'm going to go put my hiking boots on, go for a nice hike, enjoy, get some fresh air, and come back. And I'm teaching lessons tonight, Tom and I. And what a great student Tom is. Holy hamburgers, everybody. Holy freaking hamburgers. The guy's sharp. Right, Tom? Sorry to put you on the spot, but looking forward to that. And yeah, I miss all my students. You know, I spend all these hours with my students, and then we're done with the course. You know, I feel like I know them. I feel they're my friends. And but I'm glad at least I can still see them, like Gary and Kamal and Jonathan and Leva, who's a current student, Tracy. You know, it's great, and I appreciate you all coming. All right. Any other questions? Any other comments? Any jokes, haikus, weather forecast, whatever you like. A lot of hot Swiss chocolate talk today, which is good. Ooh, love me some Swiss chocolate though. Tom says you're too kind. No, I'm not. I'm just honest, Tom. Just honest, buddy. Michael says, thank you for everything. I have a few hours to listen to Monday's lessons. I'll be doing that now. Fantastic. And look forward to our next lesson on Monday, Mike. Okay, well, I think that's it. I appreciate you coming today, everyone. I hope you have a good day. Go out there, be good, be safe, drive safe, look both ways at intersections, hands at 10 and 2, study your charts, do some deep breathing, think some positive thoughts. If you had a down day today, just let it run off your back like water runs off a duck, right? We have good days, we have bad days in trading. That's just how it is. It's just how it is, and who knows? Most likely the best days are ahead, but you have to follow your process. You have to use good trading principles, but even the best traders in the world have drawdowns. So, if you had a drawdown today, or if you're down today, just don't let it affect you. Don't let it get you off your game. Keep your eye on the ball, continue to just follow the process, and that's really what matters. All right. On the way out of here, I'm going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. If you haven't hit the thumbs up button and you found something helpful today, I really would appreciate it if you could. And hopefully see you tomorrow, tomorrow's Thursday, right? I'm a little mixed up with the week. Yeah, it's Thursday. So we'll see you all tomorrow, hopefully. Have a good rest of your day, everyone. Bye-bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.